Do you want to know what single decker buses have in store? Well, I'm here to let you know which 5 are the best of the best, and therefore what to spend your credits on. Number 5 is pretty good, but wait until you hear about number 1. So in 5th position is the Optare Metrocity. This bus is pretty good, and I really like both the interior and the exterior. I also love the coach-like seating inside, with headrests which will provide extra comfort to your passengers. A notable feature is the bump at the front to display the destination blinds. This just adds a little extra to what the bus has to offer. However, there must be a downside, as this bus is number 5. That would be that it looks quite basic, and it looks like it's made of plastic. Despite this, I would highly recommend this bus, as it's one of the cheapest and when you have enough money to buy it when you start playing the game. The Optare Metrocity gets a rating of 6 out of 10. Moving on to number 4 now, the Myllenium. This bus is and looks really cool. Also pretty cheap, it has a lot of space to your passengers, seated and standing. The exterior design is different to other buses. I think this is a great reason to buy this bus. Moving inside, we can see that this bus was made for a compact purpose. It's quite long, and many seats are packed in as possible, whilst also leaving an interesting space for the wheelchair user. As I previously said, it's also quite cheap, and I personally quite like the differences that it has. I think this bus deserves a rating of 8 out of 10. Now that bus is pretty good, but wait until you see which 3 buses make it to the top. Let's move on to 3rd place. The Enviro200 MMC is a bus that has very many good aspects. It looks good and modern. It looks more comfortable than those that we've previously looked at in this video. However, this does come at the cost of less standing space and less capacity that this bus offers. This version shown here is a long version of the MMC, as it's bigger and it's easier to look round. However, a shortened version does also exist. In total, the Enviro200 MMC deserves a pretty good rating of 8.5 out of 10. Time for the second best single decker bus in the game, the Streetlite. This is where I start to get a little bit controversial. Personally, I love the Streetlite in Croydon. It generally looks pretty good, and it has a nice little twist to make it look different as a Croydon coach bus. Since it came out in version 1.3 and before, it has been included in many of my lists as a bus I genuinely recommend that you buy. I also had to drive this from the Croydon coach garage to where I film, and the drive was very good and smooth. The bus was very controlled, and I was able to turn corners nicely and stop on time, even from quite a high speed. This is definitely not the case with some of the other buses in this list, especially the Enviro200 MMC. There is not very many flaws with this bus, and therefore it gets a 9 out of 10. And finally, the moment that you've all been waiting for, the best single decker bus in the game that's in 1st place. That bus is the Mercedes Citaro. This bus was added in version 1.3 and is currently the 2nd most expensive bus when recording in the game, costing 7,500 points. I don't actually have the credits myself to buy this bus, so thanks to Ireti for letting me try out his. The interior of this bus looks great and very modern. The same thing applies with the exterior, where the bump at the top to show the blinds shows a bit of uniqueness and distinguishes it from other buses. The fact that the doors stick out at the back is also quite interesting. In all, this bus looks great, and the only thing I don't like about it is the price. However, I do think the price is justified as the bus looks amazing, and I give it a rating of 10 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please know that this is all my opinion, and I'd like to know which bus is your favourite down below in the comments. Now, if you want to know about more of some of my favourite buses in Croydon, go ahead and watch the top 10 by clicking on that video in the top left hand corner. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.